I don't know what to think about this so-called ballroom, y'all. I don't know if it's ever going to be built or not, or if it's just another one of them schemes that he does all the time, because none of it's making any sense. For one, why is it so dang big? 90,000 square feet. That's 132% the size of the White House. It's 32% bigger than the White House itself, ain't no need for all that. I mean, that's going to make the White House look like a runt. That don't make no sense. And on top of that, he don't have no drawings for it. He don't have no professional architectural designs, blueprints, none of that stuff. He's just showing us some rendered picture that, hey, you can just take a picture of the White House and give it to the AI and say, hey, add this big gaudy looking building on the side of it. It'll do it for you. I think that's what he got right there. And he thought he had professional renderings of that. That ain't no professional rendering of it. And it dang sure ain't legal renderings of it. So all that's fake, And another thing, the price of it, $300 million to build that. That's like $3,000 a square foot to build that. There's been architects that come out that build these buildings for a living that said that's a way too high. Way, 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 way high, that even $1,000 a square foot is high. So if it's $300 million, where's he putting the other 2/3 of the money that he's getting for the thing? In his pocket. That's probably where he's putting it, in his pocket. Now, another thing, I don't know if he's building this thing or not, because it could be in the 2-week pile right there with the health cares and the infrastructures in the 2-week pile. Coming in 2 weeks, it could be in that pile right there. Now, if it's up in that pile, that means never. That's the never coming pile is really what it is. It says 2 weeks on it. It means absolutely never is what it means. So, or did he tear down the east wing of the White House because he was pissed off because people was protesting? So he was throwing a hissy fit and he said, I need to tear some shit up. Maybe that's what it was. He had to tear something down because he was throwing a temper tantrum. It could be that too, but I don't know if this thing's coming or not, y'all. It's a whole weird situation to me that he would be interested in doing that. Now, there is that bunker situation. He could feel like that after he saw all these people out there protesting that he might need to reinforce that bunker. That could be it, because he did wait until after the protest to tear down the east wing of the White House. I wonder, maybe that's it, that him and Stephen Miller say, well, hey, we need a safer place to go because apparently we're pissing people off. And it ain't just people out there in the blue cities. There's people out there in towns that he won by 55 points out there protesting him too. So even MAGA is starting to protest him, and I think he might be seeing that too. So anyway, I was just wondering, what if this thing was already done and some foreign dignitary come to visit? What would the conversation be like? What kind of conversations would they be having right now? So anyway, I put this together, y'all. Hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to New America, Trump's America. Whatever the hell your name is, I can't pronounce it. But as you can tell, I turned it into a shithole country, and I did it myself in just a short period of time.
Yes, I can see that. Can't say I'm exactly thrilled to be here. It looks like you made some changes to the White House as well.
Yes, I did do that. And we don't call it the White House anymore. I renamed it. It is now called the House of the Whites. The House for White People. I came up with that myself. As you have probably heard, I have a good brain. I'm like a smart person. My uncle taught at MIT. Listen, man, person, woman, camera, TV. Not many people can do that. In fact, the doctors say, I am the only one.
I'm sorry, but sir, I can't let you take all of the credit. I did help you come up with that, remember? You asked me for ideas, and I told you to just make it very, very racist. So I just wanted to correct the record.
You're right, Stephen. Without your absolute hatred for non-white people, I may not have come up with that beautiful name.
So I understand that you just took it upon yourself to just demolish part of the White House with no approval at all, to build something twice as large as the House of the Whites. Wow, that is unbelievable. Won't you get in trouble for that?
I will take this, Mr. President, Your Excellency, to answer your question. No, he never needs permission for anything he does. You know why? because I'm not only the Attorney General, I am also his personal attorney. And I will always put my loyalty for him before the well-being of the nation. See, law order only applies to his political enemies, and of course that scum they call citizens, because I am a fascist, bootlicking bitch. In fact, I'm about to give him 230 million taxpayer dollars just because he asked me to.
Thank you, Pam. We can meet later privately, if you know what I mean. Yes, the new ballroom is very large. It is the best ballroom, the bigliest, with the finest furnishings. By the way, JD, have you been working on that?
Yes, President Trump, between vacationing, not knowing how to please my wife, and waiting for you to die, I have found the time to pick out, well, the absolute perfect couches. Oh my God, they feel so good. The perfect size, perfect texture, and the contours, simply amazing. The sexiest of sexy. These couches will give a new meaning to the words ballroom.
Please, JD, tell me you picked out white couches. If I see brown couches, I will throw up. Icky, icky, ally.
This is so disturbing. I really just want to go back home. But tell me, President Trump, why did you make the ballroom so big?
Why is it so big? It's simple, really, as many people say. I am a super genius. It is symbolic. The House of the Whites is 55,000 square feet. The ballroom is 90,000 square feet. That is 132% bigger, and I spend 132% of the time doing things for myself, enriching my family, enriching my wealthy friends, and the parties we can have there. Think of it, so much money. Maybe not at the parties that Jeffrey and I used to have. Now, those were the days, such young girls.
Oh, really? Isn't that interesting? Please tell me more.
After the collapse of the Soviet Union, human trafficking was big. You could get girls from Eastern Europe for hardly nothing. Just ask Jean-Luc Brunel. Oh yeah, you can't do that. He was found dead in his jail cell in Paris just 2 days before he was to testify. Why do you think I took a sudden interest in beauty pageants? Promised them a future in modeling, they would do anything. Jeffrey had his own methods. Just send recruiters down to the docks, find some runaways, promise them a modeling career. It was very effective.
Well, isn't that intriguing? Please, please, keep going.
Well, I might as well. This is all publicly available information. All you have to do is look for it. So anyway, before we knew it, we were balls deep in girls. I mean, I had girls that couldn't speak English, though, and I would have about 6 girls in one small apartment. I would charge each of them $1,500 for rent, since they didn't have any income, well, because I lied to them about their modeling future. All they could do is work it off. Did you know that there were big-name rappers throwing parties that would be willing to pay big bucks for entertainment? There are even very wealthy men with yachts that would pay good money to have girls flown out to them on helicopters. I mean, that's what I have heard. Many people have said that.
Oh, wow, is this the reason that everyone in the entire world thinks you are trying to cover up the Epstein files?
The what? The Epstein files? I barely know anything about that. I barely knew him. We may have met a couple of times. Those files are just a Democrat hoax made up by Comey and Shifty Schiff. At least that's what I have been told. Isn't that right, Cash?
Oh, absolutely, Your Highness. The longer you can keep the government shut down while blaming the Democrats, the better off you will be. I mean, I have a lot of child porn to look at, to sift through. And we are trying to decide on how to make all of this disappear. It is complicated since so many people already know about. But I assure you, we have redacted your name every time we saw it. Do you have any idea how much money we spent on black Sharpies? Pam, do you have anything to add?
Certainly. Rest assured, dear great one, we are hard at work. Even if we have to go to prison later, it will be, without a doubt, worth every bit of time we spend. Anything for you. And don't forget, you have the least self-aware, biggest liar known to man, Caroline, working hard for you every day.
Ah, thank you so much, Pam. So sweet. Machine gun lips at your service, majestic one. These lying lips will do anything for you, and sir, I do mean anything. I will continue to lie to reporters and the American people every day. But honestly, that's all I know how to do. And you know what? I do it while wearing a cross and a smile.
Very well, Caroline, Pam, Cass, Stephen. If no one has anything else to add, we will continue to our meeting with this man, whoever he is.
I mean, you got to admit, it's pretty realistic. I mean, truthful, I think, y'all. I think it's pretty truthful. But look, I mean, that would be the conversation that would be had. I think a foreign dignitary would be horrified by the whole situation. I think they already are. That's the reason why we're running out of allies around the world, is because Krasnov's an idiot, you know. But anyway, y'all, I think it's a stupid idea. If this thing's real, it's going to be hideous looking, y'all, and it's going to devalue the entire White House. But I really don't know what's going on. I think he might just be a lunatic, all right? Inmate Trump.